grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Are you trying to say what you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old and get somebody to love you.
Damn.
Shannon Sharpe is heated after comedian Monique went in on him during her set and didn't hold back one bit. She cracked jokes about his $50 million lawsuit with an OnlyFans model, and that moment instantly blew up online. Fans were howling, but Shannon, he's fuming. Sources close to him say he feels totally blindsided, like the people he called friends are throwing him under the bus instead of standing by him. And here's the kicker. Monique actually warned him months ago on Club Shay Shay. She told him flat out to stop messing with young girls just chasing his money. But Shannon didn't listen. He laughed it off. Now look.
And just one more thing about Mr. Sharpe. Not so sharp, clearly. It is my theory, just my opinion, my theory, not fact, my opinion. I think all of this RACE rhetoric that was in those text messages started with him. It started with him. It's becoming more and more clear to me, in my opinion, that he has a race fetish. He has a fetish for that type of dynamic. Think about it. This was a 19-year-old white woman when he met her. I don't know any 19-year-old white woman that's running around hollering about a big black baby and baby gravy. Shannon was a 54-year-old big black grown man from the backwoods of Georgia. Gravy sound like some he's familiar with. Big black babies, he probably seen a few in his day. Born in the backwoods of Georgia where he grew up with his grandma and all the other folks. But I just don't think that came from her. Now, is she repeating it back in those text messages? Yes. That's why he released her messages, not his. Peep that. Okay? We haven't seen what his responses was. And I guarantee you, when they post those messages, y'all gonna see. All of that race started with him. It's a fetish. And he could only play that kind of stuff out with a young girl. He couldn't, like Monique was trying to tell him, get an older gal. Older gal ain't going for that. They was going to immediately know he was a freak and a weirdo. A 19-year-old don't know no better. That's why she repeating it back to him, because he said it to her first. Older men, that's why they tend to want to be with younger women. They're more impressionable. They can mold them. They can shape them to be what they want them to be. Do what they want them to do. You let him come to a 40 or 50-year-old woman talking about put a big black baby and baby gravy. We gonna be looking like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, that started with him. Mark my words. It's gonna come out. But that race stuff.
Where we're at. His image is taking major hits, and even if he beats this lawsuit, his rep may never recover. His $100 million podcast deal, hanging by a thread. Sponsors, quietly stepping back. Even his inner circle is starting to dip out. So what exactly did Monique say that's got Shannon this pressed? And why is he mad at her when she was the one trying to put him on game? Let's break it down. No, you don't need no 36-year-old girl, Monique said, and she meant it. A lot of folks were stunned by the lawsuit, accusing Shannon of some serious stuff. But Monique? She saw it coming a mile away. She told him straight up, if you keep chasing young women, especially the kind looking for a payout, something's gonna blow up. And boom, now it has. After the scandal with the OnlyFans model hit the headlines, fans rushed to hear what Monique had to say. And during her recent stop on Cat Williams' Heaven on Earth comedy tour, she finally spoke up. She reminded everyone that she tried to help Shannon avoid this exact mess, but he wasn't trying to hear it. And honestly, she's just saying what a lot of people have been thinking. Shannon did this to himself. After the lawsuit news dropped, a clip from Shannon and Monique's February 2024 interview started making the rounds again. In it, Monique practically begged him to date women closer to his age, someone who wouldn't use him as a cash machine. Some folks thought she was being too harsh back then, but now, even her critics are saying she was right on the money. She wasn't just talking in general, she was talking to Shannon. She saw the red flags, but Shannon was too busy giggling and flirting with internet models. And now, he's lost his ESPN spot, his image is stained, and this lawsuit might cost him millions. That old clip is now going viral again, and people are calling Monique a prophet for seeing the crash before it happened. One fan even posted, "One thing about Monique, she'll crack a joke, but she won't lie. Shannon's bald head should have listened instead of laughing. Now look at him." Another added, Shannon Sharpe did this to himself. He had guests like Cat Williams, Monique, and even Lil Yachty try to warn him about his dating life, but he kept playing games. And despite everything, the lawsuit, the job loss, insiders say Shannon still hasn't changed. Word is, he went ballistic after seeing Monique joking about him in her act. He thought his celebrity friends would defend him, but nobody's stepping up. That silence? It says a lot, and let's be real. Fans aren't feeling sorry for Shannon. Many see this as the final strike in a long pattern of messy behavior. Lately, even more drama's bubbling up. A recent podcast clip is going viral where Shannon totally loses it and yells off camera, "Shut the F up." And this wasn't some heated debate. It happened during a chill talk about the 2025 NFL Draft on the April 30th episode of Nightcap. That outburst had folks wondering what's really going on behind the scenes. But wait, there's more. Shannon's also catching heat for saying he'd cap his daughter's wedding budgets at $30,000. That's right. The same man who allegedly offered the OnlyFans model $10 million to stay quiet is telling his own daughters to serve spaghetti and fried fish on their big day. He said it himself on Nightcap while chatting with Ocho Cinco, and the internet lit up. Fans were not having it. One person posted, "So he'd shell out millions to a girl who called him daddy on OnlyFans, but only $30,000 for his daughter's weddings? That's wild." Then things took a whole other turn. Screenshots from Shannon's alleged texts with Gabriella, the OnlyFans girl, started surfacing, and fans were disturbed. In one message, she reportedly told him she wanted him to put a big black baby in her, sparking serious talk online about racial fetish stuff. Shannon never posted his side of the convo, which only added more suspicion. Fans are now saying this wasn't just some random hookup gone wrong. It looks like Shannon might have been deep into a twisted dynamic he doesn't want exposed. Now the court of public opinion is dragging him daily. And with his empire starting to shake, Shannon's finding out the hard way. When you ignore the warnings and play risky games, the fallout can be brutal. At the end of the day, Gabriella was a paid entertainer. She probably just did what Shannon asked her to do. Let's keep it real. But that's not even the wildest part. Now even more old clips are surfacing, and it's painting Shannon in a whole different light. In one clip that's been making rounds, Shannon brags about wanting a woman so badly that he straight up paid for her divorce because he believed she was the one. And yet, his own daughter got to settle for a budget wedding? The contradiction is crazy. And then there's another clip where Shannon dives into some wild, freaky bedroom story, just oversharing like no one asked. And yeah, that's the same clip where he casually mentions leaving Deion Sanders behind over some woman. Fans are fed up. They've been dragging him for months, saying this is why they stopped watching the Nightcap show with Ocho Cinco. Shannon just kept rambling about his messy love life. And most folks ain't trying to hear about a near 60-year-old man going off about his bedroom antics. But the backlash is coming from more than just fans. Industry voices are now stepping in, and one of the loudest was Dr. Umar. He called out Shannon and said that even if this lawsuit turns out to be a money grab, Shannon had no business getting involved with a 19-year-old girl in the first place. And the biggest red flag? Gabriella allegedly refused to sign an NDA, and Shannon still messed with her. So now that everything's out in the open, fans aren't feeling an ounce of sympathy. They're saying Shannon's got no right to be mad at Monique for cracking jokes, especially since she was the only one giving him solid advice when he needed it most. She gave him the real on Club Shay Shay, and what did he do? Laughed it off and kept doing the same stuff. And now, it's all crashing down. Gabriella's lawsuit is demanding a massive $50 million payout, and people are wondering if Shannon's even got that kind of cash. According to Celebrity Net Worth, Shannon's sitting at around $30 million. Sure, he made $22.5 million in the NFL, with his biggest bag being $5 million from the Ravens on a $13.8 million contract. Nowadays, he reportedly pulls in around $10 million a year between his shows, brand partnerships, and his high-end liquor line, Le Portier Cognac. But even with all that, he's still behind his First Take co-host Stephen A. Smith, who's estimated at $45 million and just locked in a $100 million deal. Here's the plot twist, though. Shannon was actually this close to locking down his own $100 million deal. Yep, just 3 days before Gabriella filed the lawsuit, Front Office Sports reported that Shannon was about to ink a major podcast deal covering all his Sheehy Media shows, including Club Shay Shay, Nightcap with Chad Johnson, Club 520, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies. That deal? Now on hold. If it collapses, that's a monster loss. And the worst part is, it's not just about the money anymore. Even if Shannon ends up winning the case and Gabriella walks away with nothing, his public image is already in shambles. People have seen the texts, heard the audio. Shannon threatening to choke her, that alone made headlines. Winning in court doesn't fix the way folks view him now. His name's trending for all the wrong reasons. And companies like Disney, who own ESPN, don't care about legal outcomes as much as they care about reputation. They want clean names, not scandal magnets. Right now, Shannon's name is toxic in corporate rooms. Now sure, Shannon might bounce back. He's got a big fan base and America loves a redemption story. But that road just got way longer and way steeper. And it's all because he ignored the red flags. He pushed away real talk from Monique, clowned around when people tried to warn him, surrounded himself with the wrong crowd, and got caught up in something that could have been avoided completely. He fumbled the bag, not just because of the age gap, but because of the whole power dynamic and the super messy racial undertones in his leaked convos with Gabriella. You think Disney wants to be linked to that? Not a chance. So now the big question is, can Shannon actually recover from this mess? Or did he just permanently ruin his bag, his brand, and his reputation? And Monique? Was she out of line for clowning him during her set? Or was she just keeping it real since she literally warned him from day one? Drop your thoughts in the comments and hit that subscribe button, because the next video, you're not going to want to miss it.